Hi friends, it's Auntie Cuckoo, and today we're doing a top secret room makeover while my daughter's out of town. So today we're doing a mini ambush makeover on my daughter's room. She's out of town for a few days, so I thought this would be the perfect chance. I want to surprise her when she gets home. I've got a lot to do for Christmas still, but this is taking priority. So we're going to get in the room. I'm gonna show you guys the wall color. When we moved, she got curtains and she loves green right now. So we're gonna do an accent wall in green. And then I got a bookshelf secondhand that we're going to antique. I already painted it green, so she knows about that. But I also got a dresser that she doesn't know about. We're gonna paint green and also antique. And then I'm gonna do something really special on the fronts. And we're gonna put up her Christmas tree. Let's get started. So the day we got our keys, we went out and bought some curtains. She loves this color green, so that was sort of the starting point. She just left on an airplane, so she jumped right out of bed. I did paint this bookcase that I bought. We're gonna address that here in a second. It needs a little bit of softening. So I picked it up from the Goodwill. It was all of $20, and she reads a lot, so we actually have another box of books we need to unearth in our garage. It does have some shelves, and then I like that it had the doors so she could have a little bit of hidden storage for like painting supplies. She's really artsy. So after I get it all cleaned up and painted, I do want to add some hardware picked up from Hobby Lobby. Now I went with this color green, which ended up being kind of like a Grinch. So we'll be back at the bookcase here in a minute. I want to show you guys. This is the color I chose to sort of soften the space. I'm just going to do one accent wall for two reasons. First is that her room where the sun comes in the window, it isn't really bright in here, so I want to keep it nice and soft and bright, and also I want to make sure she loves it. Now I love it, as you can tell. So after working late into the night, it was almost midnight, I went ahead and touched up a few places in the morning, and it is finished. So I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll get the furniture all back into the correct spot. And then I'm going to get started on the dresser. So now that I've got the wall painted, I'm going to address the bookshelf. So what I decided to do to soften the look was use some antiquing glaze. I also did this late into the evening. So you guys saw this same method when I refinished my headboard. I just used this by Krylon. It is an antiquing wax and it is brown. And I also used it on the hardware. So these were ivory, just got them at Hobby Lobby when they were on 50% off. And then I got carried away because I liked antiquing everything. We've had this bookend for years. I think she was like 5 when we bought it. It was stark white. So then I just added some antiquing glaze. I love it. So now it's time to put this disaster back together. So my husband helped me hang this print we found at Ross, and then I just could not stand the curtains. They were so wrinkled, so I got out my ironing board and my iron, took them all down. There's 4 panels, but I can tell you it made such a difference. They look so much better now. All right, now I've been working on the dresser, so we're gonna get that moved in here. It's in the garage. I wanna give you guys a sneak peek. It is about 80% done right now, so we've got the furniture back in place. I've still got a couple days till she comes home. So I do have some ideas. We're gonna do some adding when I find the right pieces, but I do love the pink with the green, and it has that burgundy in that print as well that we're going to pull out. So I think it turned out really pretty. I am also really loving the bookshelf. So what I want to do is go find her bin of Christmas decor and then come in and add little touches of Christmas for her when she comes home. And I also want to show you guys the finished dresser. So I did the same thing with the dresser. I painted it the same color green. It started life out very dark. It was pretty, but it wouldn't have suited her room. But it was just the right dimensions. I found it on Facebook Marketplace, so we picked it up, and I had it stored in the garage. So I just painted the frame and antiqued it the same way that I did with the headboard as well as the bookshelf. And then I ordered this printed wallpaper from Amazon. So it is the texture of wallpaper, but it's actually a peel and stick. So it's a little bit more like a shelf liner, and she loves print, so I thought that she would really like this. It's also the perfect green to go with her furniture and her curtains. So I went ahead and put up her tree for her. It's just a rose gold. I think it's maybe a 3-foot tree. It's regularly $10 at Walmart. I got it on clearance for $8, and she's had it for a couple years. Put on a few of her favorite ornaments, and then I'll let her add the finishing touches. I am really happy with the size of this dresser. It just fits this wall so much better than the other one we got that we'll be using elsewhere. I pulled out a few things from her bin for Christmas and put them out for her so she can play around with them once she gets home, but I think that she'll be really happy walking in, finding a dresser with a lot more storage. This one has so much better use of space, and then her vanity is all cleaned up and ready. It's got a few Christmas houses on it as well, and then I did switch up a few things from her bookshelf. Now ideally what I want to do is do a wooden rack up here, take some inspiration from the wallpaper and do like a few hanging baskets, maybe with flowers in a few, maybe use it for storage in a few other baskets, do things like sunglasses and things like that. That's what I have in my mind's eye. I also want to move her cross over here and get it hung. So a few more things to do in the room for sure. It is not 100% finished, but I think this is a great way to come home. She didn't have anything on the wall. She didn't have the wall painted, no color in here, and she'll be very surprised by the dresser. Now on this wall, I still want to have my husband maybe frame out that canvas. I also want to add a mirror over here when I find just the right one. And I did switch up her stuff over here in her bookshelf for Christmas. So I just added a few touches. What I like to do is pull out her bin, take a few things that are not Christmas related, put them in her bin, and then just intersperse a few things. So like her little finial and her deer, and then a few small tchotchkes just to dress it up a little bit and make it feel a little more like Christmas. Making a place feel like home is really hard after moving, I think especially during the holidays. So while she's away, I just wanted to put this together for her, give her sort of a little early Christmas surprise. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. It really suits her. She should have been born like at the end of the 40s, the beginning of the 50s. She loves everything old school and vintage, so this suits her really well. And she loves color, she loves print, so I'm really happy with it. I'm also really happy to have color on the wall. There are a few things we'll have to do in there that I pointed out, so we'll get to those, but it's just gonna be nice to surprise her when she gets home. I know it's not everyone's style, but it suits her perfectly, so it's kind of like a miniature Christmas gift, a little surprise before the holidays for her. I am about 70% done with my Christmas decorating. I put up 2 trees last night, and then I just have to do the kitchen, and then I'll be sharing my home tour with you guys. So hopefully this weekend, if we're lucky. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you back very soon.